Charles Johnson's going to be taking on Loney Kavanagh at UFC Shanghai, August 23rd. That's at the Shanghai Indoor Stadium. Loney Kavanagh is undefeated, 9-0. Charles Johnson is constantly getting put up against great prospects in the division. Damn, Energy constantly gets the toughest matchups. I'll show them again, is what Charles Johnson says. They just hate Charles Johnson, but y'all love me, so I'm good. There's a lot of interest all over the place with the UFC's media rights. The UFC's renewal talks with ESPN appear to be the furthest along. Amazon Prime and Netflix are also in the room. Amazon, I'm told, is the most interested in the UFC's pay-per-view business. The wild card in the negotiations is Warner Brothers Discovery. The UFC returns to Paris September 6th, samedi 6 septembre. Some of the fighters who will be on that card include Nasruddin Imavov, Cyril Gane, Manuel Furo, Fares Ziem, Benoit Saint-Denis, Umar Sy, William Gomi, Morgan Charrier, and Nora Corneau. John Silva says his next fight will be announced this week. He's ranked number 11 in the division. He'll probably fight somebody ranked above him. The 5 guys ranked above him are Josh Emmett, Aljamain Sterling, Lerone Murphy, Brian Ortega, and Arnold Allen. Mayra Shitera Bueno Silva will be taking on Jocelyn Edwards August 9 at UFC Vegas 109. That's from the world-famous UFC Apex in Vegas. Brad Riddell would like to fight Mason Jones next. Would be a good fight, but would have to favor Mason Jones in that one just because he has a very diverse skill set. He's dangerous in many different areas. Plus, he's been a lot more active than Brad Riddell, who has not fought in 2.5 years now. Since that period in time, Mason Jones has fought 5 times. He's won all 5 of those fights, including one in the UFC over Jeremy Stephens, so he is riding a 5-fight win streak. Kevin Lee suing the GFL for defamation and extortion. They use guys like me and use their name in order to get out there and be a major face of the MMA promotion business, and nothing ever came from it. This is true, but it might be a bad idea suing them because they don't really exist. They don't got any money. You can't sue the pants off them because they don't really have any pants and there's no money in those pant pockets, which don't exist. So it may be a waste of time, energy, and money, but that's how Kevin Lee fits into this. Lee said goodbye to the GFL, said hello to the PFL. He makes his PFL debut Friday, June 20th in Wichita, Kansas. The good news, he instantly gets into the semifinals of the PFL World Tournament. Bad news, he's fighting a really tough guy in Rabadonov, who will be a pretty big favorite in this fight. Some people are happy that the next 8 fight cards here are not going to be at the UFC Apex, which indicates that there'll be higher level quality of cards. Of course, the pay-per-views are always better than the Apex cards, and typically fight night cards in front of audiences have better lineups than UFC Apex cards. But the UFC Nashville card, Lewis versus Teixeira, that one feels like an Apex card. PFL don't like their Apex style of venue. They tried a new venue approach with Orlando studios like the UFC Apex, but we learned it was not good for fans, and we won't be doing that again. All PFL events will be on the road for the best fan experience. Official poster for UFC 319, July 19th. In New Orleans, Louisiana, Holloway versus Poirier 3 for the BMF belt. Poirier's final fight. Sadly, the fan that Carlos Prates brought to the UFC event just over a month ago in Kansas City has passed away. Today, we lost a guy from our team. Just want to say thank you to this guy for teaching me all the lessons during fight week of my last fight. Also, thanks for every single word and energy you sent me. One of the best fighters I've ever met. And I'm not talking about the fight in the cage. We're proud of you. You fought so hard. Rest in peace. Huge honor to meet the guy, and I'll never forget. The Macy Barber, Aaron Blanchfield situation over the weekend was a little bit reminiscent of Chaz Skelly fighting Jamal Emmers at the UFC Apex, but this was even worse because Skelly was already in the cage waiting for his opponent to come out.
Chaz Skelly, he had the walkout music on and everything. All right, Joe's going to make it official inside the octagon.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to medical reasons backstage, Emmers cannot fight. This bout has been canceled.
I mean, that's unfortunate. You look at Chaz Skelly right.
Apex is such a creepy place. It's basically Joe Martinez announcing that to nobody. Macy Barber out of the hospital today, and she says, going home with a heavy heart, but faith in God, he'll give me strength and clarity and comfort through this journey. Who knows when she will be back in the cage again.
Bro, sorry, no. No, bro. You're bad. No, I'm so sorry.
Former UFC fighter Charles Rosa signs with BKFC Ice Wars. He says, I'm excited to announce that I officially signed a contract with BKFC Ice Wars. To my MMA fans, I want to reassure you that I'll continue to participate in MMA, allowing me to embrace the best of both worlds. Hockey fight's been a long-standing passion of mine. Been involved in hockey since age of 3. Continued through my collegiate years at Providence, fostering a deep love of the game. Childhood dream was to be an enforcer for the Boston Bruins. The UFC returns to Newark, New Jersey on Saturday for UFC 316. They were there for UFC 302. The economic impact they had in Newark apparently was $26.8 million in total economic output, 207 jobs, $12 million in salaries and wages paid, not including athletes' purses, which amounted to $17. Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez are going to be fighting August 16th in Saudi Arabia. Both are former lightweight champs. Haney holding the super lightweight title. Lopez, the current WBO champ. Both Haney and Lopez picked up wins recently at that Times Square card in New York City.
So I'm sure you've seen the news. My upcoming power slap match for a title is postponed. Unfortunately, I had to pull out. I have a pretty severe neck injury. If it was not such a big deal, I definitely would still compete, especially because I was just really excited. It's, such a big deal, and I was so excited for, Power Slap to give me the opportunity to fight for a title. I have what is called a spontaneous spinal epidural hematoma. So it actually didn't come from training. It is a 1 in a million freak crazy injury that happened in my neck. I was having problems with my neck. I went and got an x-ray because it was feeling pretty serious and I kind of knew something was wrong. The x-ray showed a little something, but they were like, let's get an MRI just to be sure. When got an MRI, the radiologist called me and was like, you need to see a neurosurgeon immediately. I got in with a neurosurgeon. Thank you. To the Power Slap team has been super helpful. Everybody at the UFC, they've been so helpful in getting my scans and stuff reviewed. But basically the neurosurgeon at this point, one is surprised that I don't have any neurological issues because I'm going to put what it's called in the caption. It's extremely serious. A lot of times people become paralyzed, start losing function of their arms and legs pretty quickly. I don't have that, which is a really good sign. I've been dealing with this for about a week now. It's almost now to the point where I do feel totally fine. I do have some issues, mostly actually sitting and laying down. I can stand and walk around and feel completely fine. So the next steps, they ordered me a bunch more tests. We have to figure out why this happened and where the bleed. So basically I have a bleed in my spine. We have to figure out where it came from. And why this happened, because it is extremely rare and typically only happens in high trauma situations and like car accidents. And I've obviously haven't been in a car accident, especially recently, and I haven't been sparring. I haven't been going live. I strictly was getting ready for Power Slap. So for this to happen, I think the neurosurgeons want to understand why. Then the next steps are getting cleared. And of course, no neurosurgeon wanted me to compete right now, especially with this happening, because if it does get bigger, yes, there is a chance I will be paralyzed. And that's just kind of a reality that I've, come to accept. But I feel really good. I'm in good spirits. I'm not super, it's concerning and I'm being very careful. And obviously I pulled out for a reason, but the way I feel right now, I have a feeling this is just a freak thing. My body's going to reabsorb the bleed. It's not going to get worse. And I'm going to continue on with my career. And that's just the way it goes. It's pretty scary and freaky. I tried recording this a few days ago, but I couldn't stop crying, but I feel good right now. So if you guys don't mind, prayers up for me on Thursday. I go in to get a bunch of scans done. So Hopefully those show that this is just going away on its own. And I don't have to have surgery, and it's not going to get worse. And there's no other like complications that cause this to happen. I'm working with incredible neurosurgeons. I feel very taken care of in this whole process. Unfortunate freak thing, big bummer. What's crazy is like the UFC doctor has never seen this happen before in a professional athlete, and like they deal with all professional fighters. So it's pretty crazy. So I'm gonna put the name of it in the caption. You guys can look it up if you want to. It's serious, but I'm gonna be all right. So